All right, we will get started. All right, everybody. Today I'm here with Jaylon Bates. He is a bantamweight in Bellator. He's currently undefeated. He just got a fight announced for Bellator 274. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, man. Feeling good. Practice is good. Yeah, man. I'm feeling great. God's blessing me with health and victory. So I'm gonna keep this hype train going.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. I mean, obviously, you got a lot going behind you. You're undefeated. I mean, even winning a couple fights in a row in MMA is hard. I mean, can you kind of allude to that a little bit? And what is it like in the mental state of someone who has so much hype?
It's really, I don't let it get to me. I honestly stay focused on the task. I know it's easy to get caught up in like your wins and like the things that, you've done in the past, but I don't look at the past. Every fighter is new. Every fight's different. And, styles make fights. So I look at for me, so being so young, I'm already looking at the top of the division, but I know there's a lot of growing room. So I just don't get caught up in what I've done and just keep working to get better in the areas I know that I need to get better in,
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of allude to that because when you're watching your last fights, you get wins, but is there spots in your game where you kind of see like I need to improve this by the time I get back out there?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like MMA is like a never-ending, evolving sport, and so you always want to keep getting better, even when you think you're the best. Unless you go out on the top of your game, like a Cejudo or like a Khabib, where your game is top notch and nobody can figure it out. There's still areas that you can get better, and even then, like uh, it's just always improving. It's a never ending sport of improvement. So, yeah, I feel like this camp I'm working a lot on my hands. Um, just being sharp on my hands, seeing things. My timing is really good. So just being more, we're trying to get knockout bonuses eventually. So.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna say you have holes in your game because I don't think that's the right statement. But in some of your fights, it kind of just looked like at some point you kind of just put the fight, and you're like, all right, I've had enough. Like, I'm just gonna kind of get this guy to the ground, and I'm just gonna submit this guy. Like, is there kind of like in your brain where a flip kind of switches?
Yeah, it really is, because I realize standing up is like the risk. Standing up is like anybody's game, right? It's 50-50. But like Khabib knew that, okay, standing with Conor, it's 50-50. But I take Conor to the ground, it's 90-10, where Conor doesn't really have a chance on the ground. So I look at it like a lot of these guys, I come from a wrestling background. I took I won state for Nevada. I took I took second in Freak Show Elites at 138. I have a strong wrestling background, and taking these guys down is very easy for me, and submitting them. So I think like it is a switch where I'm like, you know what? Why even risk it? Just get the dub. Just go out there, get the dub, go home.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I mean, obviously, there's no such thing as an easy out, but I mean, I think there is easy.
Sorry, say that again.
I was just gonna say there's no such thing as really like an easy out, you know what I mean? But there is an easier path to victory. I mean, is that kind of just the game plan always going into the fights, or do you just want to prove yourself and see where you're developing and you're striking and things like that?
Yeah, my game plan is really just improve every fight. I'm not really into competing. Competing is more of an ego thing, and I do my best to not get my ego in the cage with me. So I try to create. Sorry, hold on. So yeah, I just try to go in there and create the best spectacle as I can, because it's an entertainment business, And I want people to see different things. I want them to look at me and be like, man, that was pretty flashy, or wow, I've never seen that before. There's things I'm working on, and as long as I can stay extremely healthy, people are gonna see shit they've never seen with me. So yeah, man, it's night and day, night and day.
And I was just gonna ask. I mean, obviously, you got Sergio who has a belt now. He was just in a war of a fight. I mean, did you kind of have your eye on that fight, and what did you see from both guys in that fight?
Man, I've been actually watching Horiguchi for a while, and I think Horiguchi is pretty good, but I also realized that these guys are in a sense stunted, there's not really a lot of growing. I don't see. They're 28, 29. I think Pettis is getting better. Don't get me wrong. I do think Pettis is getting better, but I also think that he's he's an overblown 25er. He's really a 125 pounder. But Bellator doesn't have a 125 division. So for me, I think I see him as, he's 5'5". These guys are 5'5", 5'6". I'm 5'9" with the 74-inch reach. I got long. I'm like a Darian Caldwell of the division, without smoking. So I'm a whole different beast. And I see these guys. I've watched it, but I was betting on Pettis to win. I knew Pettis was going to win, but I'm glad he won. But eventually, all these guys are going to have their day with me, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I mean, you kind of alluded to it earlier. There's always a 50-50 in striking. You could always get caught, and that is kind of what happened to Horiguchi at the end of the fight. I mean, it seemed like he was so dominant through 3 rounds, and in the 4th round, Pettis caught him. I mean, is that kind of kind of what I alluded to earlier? The easiest path to victory may not always be the prettiest. You know what I mean?
Exactly. He was super sick with that. He was slick with it. He came over the top with that right foot, that right high kick, and it came around, and Horiguchi probably knew Horiguchi was going to duck it, and came around with that spinning back fist right on the money. It was like perfect sequence, and that's what I say about the timing thing. Timing is everything in the sport. So Pettis has really good timing, and I can't wait to fight him one day. I can't wait to fight him, Stotts, all of them. It doesn't matter.
I was just about to say, we had a couple other bantamweights from Bellator come on. We had Juan and we had Stotts come on. So shout out, real quick to them. But is there a guy who, you feel like you should have a step up in competition maybe after this win? Are you looking that far in the future, or are you just, you're focused on this?
Honestly, whatever my coach says, whatever Antonio says, I do. He says jump, I say how high, or I don't say anything and I just jump. So it doesn't really matter to me. Whatever he wants me to do, I'm willing to do. There are names that I thought I was ready for, but seeing how much work I need to put in the room, seeing how far behind I am to these guys in the room, makes me realize that there's a lot more work to be put in. So, there's some guys I have an eye on. I know Bellator, they wanted me to fight the top 10 guy. He has green hair. I just know he has green hair. He's number 10. But yeah, they want me to fight him. But if they want me to fight in the top 10, I gotta be paid top 10 money too. But I'm working on other things. I want to get my following count up. So eventually, I'll fight these guys. But I don't really have my eye on anybody. I'm just gonna keep growing as a fighter, and keep growing my followers, and keep growing my my social media and stuff. And eventually, once I'm up there, then give me everybody. I want everybody's head. So.
And I was just going to ask, I mean, obviously this isn't your organization, but, the bantamweight fight is scheduled in UFC. I think it's April, I can't remember the date now. I think it's April 9th, somewhere around there. I mean, are you going to kind of have your eye on that and watch that fight too? And if so, do you have a prediction?
Oh, yeah. I'm into astrology, and I just think Aquarius is, they run shit, and Peter's an Aquarius. So who